Good morning, everyone. I hope you're all doing good this morning. Today, I'm going to talk about one concept that we didn't get to touch upon last week when we discussed Tatiana's what? Daisy's patent automatic nanny. Today, I'm going to talk about this concept, which is the one you see below, cognitive estrangement. This is a very important concept in science fiction, and I hope you understand this concept and can apply it whenever you read a work of science fiction or you watch a science fiction movie. Now, before talking about cognitive estrangement, I am going to give you these two terms that you will hear over and over in this video. The first one is cognitive estrangement. Well, this is the topic of this video. The second thing is novum. These two concepts are intertwined. They are important and they support each other. And these two concepts are offered by science fiction critic Darko Suvin. Now, cognitive estrangement, what is it? You might learn from your education classes about the term cognition. What is cognition? In short, it's basically any attempt to make sense of things around you, to understand something, to make meanings out of something. That's cognition, right? It is related to our brain work, how our mind grasps the world. Now, the second thing is estrangement. It's a process of turning something familiar into strange. Yeah, the word strange here has the same meaning as the word strange inside this word estrangement. So estrangement is a process to create unfamiliarity. Now, in science fiction, we can see this as a situation in which we, as the readers or the viewers of the movie, feel that the world that we read or see is strange, is unfamiliar to us. There are things that we cannot comprehend. We have flying people, we have flying cars, or sometimes we have time travel in the science fiction work. So basically, we feel strange, unfamiliar with that word. However, if we keep reading or if we watch the movie attentively, we can see there is some logic in it. So it is a strange world, unfamiliar world, but there is logic in it. So the world can be, well, we can do a cognition process to understand the world. Okay, so that's cognitive estrangement. When you watch a movie, a science fiction movie, and you feel unfamiliar with the world because the world makes it possible for people to fly, to do time travel, or to do things beyond our imagination, then you are experiencing cognitive estrangement. This is the tool applied by science fiction writers in creating the world. Now, in the process of creating this, there is a tool. What is the tool? What makes it possible for the authors or the movie makers to create a world that is unfamiliar, but still makes sense? So the tool is called novum. Novum is it's one invention, either invention by the authors or invention by some of the characters inside the story. Yeah. In science fiction, it's a knowledge or a tool that is introduced in that world, which makes it possible for things that are not possible to happen. For example, here you can see behind me, there's an image of what? Yeah, this is the image of a mosquito trapped inside amber. I took this image from the movie Jurassic Park. In Jurassic Park, the novum lies in the fact that scientists can extract DNA out of these mosquitoes. And when they extract the DNAs in the mosquitoes and do cloning, then they create dinosaurs. In the real world, well, it is still not possible to extract any DNA from fossils or from bones, or from mosquitoes trapped in embers. You know, there are a lot of mosquitoes trapped in ember, right? If you know anyone who who likes to collect batu ake, you will find that in very rare stones, you can find mosquitoes trapped in them. All right, so that's novum, something new that is introduced to the world in this science fiction work, which makes anything that might be impossible to be possible. Okay. By the way, Jurassic Park is a very important work written by Michael Crichton. Michael Crichton, he died in 2008 probably, was a very productive science fiction writer. And he was, well, by training, a doctor, a medical doctor, but he chose to write science fiction works. Jurassic Park is one of them. Congo is another. In Congo, the novum, the new thing is that we can teach gorillas more words that any gorillas can learn. So that's what makes it possible. That's the novum. In the movie, for example, Planet of the Apes, Caesar is a gorilla that can do a lot of things. Not gorilla, chimpanzee, that can do a lot of things. And it is made possible because his DNA is actually a combination of human and chimpanzee DNAs. And in the real world, in real life, it is not possible. But in that movie, it is made possible. Because of that, many other things that might be impossible can happen. Now, that's novum, something new introduced to the world of science fiction, which makes things that are not possible possible. Your job now is to find the novum in any science fiction work that you read, that you watch. I'm not going to give you more examples, because if I do so, I will give more examples from Marvel Cinematic Universe, and you will be bored by that. All right. So let's get to the main point here. Cognitive estrangement, in recap, is a process of turning things that are familiar into not familiar. Or it's a situation when we, readers or viewers, feel that there is something strange about this world. However, there is a logic to it. And the second thing is, this is made possible by the presence of something called novum, an introduction of something new, an invention in the world of science fiction that makes things that are not possible possible. Now, my example so far is only from natural sciences, the science of biology, physics, and many other things. However, it is also possible to create novum from the work of social sciences. What you are doing with Daisy's patent automatic nanny is seeing the work of, well, novum created from social sciences. Right, now let me introduce you a little bit to several things that are common in science fiction. These are the subgenres of science fiction that you might encounter once in a while when you read. The first one that we have is alien civilization. You have a lot of this. Alternative history. It's talking about history, but there is a change to it. What we read with Daisy's patent automatic nanny is partly alternative history. And there are many other things. Artificial intelligence is a very popular subgenre in science fiction. Dystopia, you know, dystopia, when the future seems so, well, hopeless. Galactic Empire is like what we see in Star Wars. Heroic fantasy, we don't get to talk about this much. Nowadays, people don't consider this as science fiction. It's more like fantasy nowadays, but it is a subgenre of science fiction. Mythological, this is a work of science fiction that combines fantasy, legends, and then you blend it into one. The work, In Indonesia, we have two of these. The first one is Bumi Langit Cinematic Universe, where you have Kundala and Sri Asih and many others. The other one is Satria Jagat Satria Dewa. One of them is Gatot Kaca Satria Dewa Gatot Kaca. That's the first movie in this universe. So Indonesia is rich with mythological science fiction. Well, that's all, I guess, for today. Now I'm going to give you one last thing to think about. You have read Ted Chiang's thesis, Patent Automatic Nanny. Your job now is to find where the novum is and what is the novum in that work. What makes something, some invention or a new thing that makes the impossible happen in the world of thesis, patent, automatic nanny. All right, everyone, I guess that's all. Have a wonderful day working with your friends and prepare for your project presentation next week. Bye.